Alright, so I'm here today to start off my YouTube video diary. I basically want to chronicle my journey to Korean fluency. Um, I am so excited to learn the language. I've been studying it off and on for about 4 months, really off and on. So I haven't gotten very far, but I have gotten a good way through the first two Talk to Me in Koreans, and I'm about 500 words from a frequency list in Anki. Hoping to finish 1,000 words in a month. Right now we're in the middle of April 2024, and I'm planning to go to study Korean in probably Yonsei University, I don't know for sure, in Seoul in probably August of 2025. I would give a sample of my Korean abilities if I had literally any. I could say hi, thank you, goodbye, and then I'm just trying to work on my comprehension. Right now, kind of a snapshot of my life at the moment. My friends are coming back from college. This is my first year out of high school, taking the gap year, taking 2 gap years, saving up for the car. Right now I'm in the market for one. Today I got ripped off by, seemed like a nice guy, his name was Steve. I'm gonna call him out because Steve had a 2012 Ford Fusion. It looked great on the inside, looked great on the outside, and then we took it in to the mechanic, and turns out that it was a complete hack job. Whatever it's called that holds the motor was shaking and could barely hold onto it. So the ride down to the motor shop was totally fine. On the ride back, things started making noise. So it was a ticking time bomb. With Korean, I was originally using the Bigaku browser extension, paid for a year-long subscription. I'm almost done with it. So, because I was originally working on Spanish, dropped that for Korean, but Bigaku for Korean, I did not find it very helpful. I loved the features, but its grammar parsing for Korean was really bad, just because Korean's so reflexive that the same verb can have like upwards of 20 different forms depending on how it's used in the sentence. And Migaku was not very good at figuring out the different forms.
Hey, just wanted to hop in here and clarify that for Spanish, I had a wonderful experience using Migaku and totally recommend it. This just goes for my experience with Korean.
I recently joined a Discord group for a different program called Kimchi Reader, just created by one guy. And the guys in the Discord have been really, really helpful. One of them was Cloudy Howdy, who's another Korean language YouTuber that I'm trying to copy. Maybe I can be the internet's second favorite Korean immersion learner. Oh, my goals for Korean. I want to have basic fluency by the time I get to Korea in a year and 3 months, which I know is a tall order, but I'm gonna do my absolute best to really dedicate myself to the process. I don't know if this is realistic yet, but I want to do 15 Anki cards a day, probably study three hours a day. All I know is that when I really have a deadline in mind and I'm so passionate about Korean that I think I can commit myself to that. I would love to film my time in Korea because I don't know, it's my first adventure in adulthood, and I want it to be documented, and I want to be able to maybe lend a hand to whatever unfortunate soul comes across my videos. So maybe if I kind of like run my head through the sand, I can help somebody else. I can be the shovel. I'm going to be using Kimchi Reader for as much time as I can, just to go through a bunch of graded readers. I'm hoping to do a lot more listening. I haven't been into passive listening the past 4 months. Right now, I am learning guitar, but I just got out of surgery. I'm not supposed to be lifting heavy things. Hopefully I can get back into guitar in the next week or so. Specific struggles. Just the sheer vocabulary is really daunting. And I'm having great success with the Refold KO1K deck. It's a sentence deck with 1 new word per sentence, and it covers a K-drama frequency list that they created. And the deck is really high quality. I just find that I'm using context from other parts of the sentence for pretty much every single one of them. So I don't know, out of the 500 words that I've learned, or at least I've added, how many of those I actually could recognize without the sentence there. Maybe that's the point. I don't know. As more and more immersion helping YouTube channels like the comprehensible input channels come up, it won't be so hard. But right now, just all the content is incomprehensible. It's just so tricky to find, and it's kind of disheartening, honestly, to be listening to something for an hour, pick out so few words. But I know it's part of the process. I can tell that my parsing abilities have gotten better. Like, I can tell the difference between words, and it feels like the language has slowed down a bit. When I first started, everything felt like it was running at a million miles an hour, and I get what they say about parsing the sounds more. With 500 words, I recognize probably one word in every sentence. I've been looking at casual verb usage, like without yo at the end, and I'm really struggling to recognize verbs without their polite ending. I think it's because all the learning resources want you to be, I don't know, understanding the polite versions first. I'm tracking all my hours on a phone app called Simple Time Tracker on Android, and I'm at about 38 hours in Korean. I'm hoping, it might be a little crazy, but 3 hours a day for 30 days, that could get me to almost 3 times 30. Yeah, I should be at least 100 hours by the end of April. That would be great. So I can actually make a video every 100 hours, maybe? I don't know for sure. That's it for now. I'm going to get out of this parking lot and head home before it rains. I will see you guys next time. Bye-bye.